Hello, and welcome to a special edition of Alone Again, the podcast. The podcast where I record this alone, or so I think, because someone is going to knock on the door. Maybe not. Who knows? It's going to be short or long. Whether it is going to be short or long, I appreciate my monologuing. Then again, I feel like I do that forever. It's a it's a process that I do habitually. Well, I don't say habitually. It's been a while since I've done this, and if I could check, let me check. I need to check. I mean, again, it's been a while, so a while, in fact, and I forgot when I recorded. It's the first take, the first one. It's been 4 days, meaning that nothing has changed in those 4 days. I swear to God, it's been like, oh my goodness. I recorded on a Thursday, no, Tuesday, and now I'm recording on a Saturday, meaning that it is somewhat weekly, not weekly. And you call this one something else. It's better to just, not die when it comes to just, doing this. When I mean that, do not have a convulsive fit when you're trying to do all this. And even if you still have that crappy headset, you're still trucking along trying to at least get a theme of this series. Uh, Practically enough, I don't know what the word is. You know, oddly enough, I just don't have a theme for this whole podcasting. Still in the works, but then again, there is no works. This is just me doing fun, or less fun. But I guess you could say that I'm trying to tread along when it comes to this. Hopefully, the two guys, well, hopefully me, and I don't know, like the 1%, 0% of people who watch this could think of this as audio logs for some guy who thinks about doing this and is actually really alone again in a couple years or so. This will serve as a warning to him, but let it be known that the future holds many bad things. That's what uh, that's what most sci-fi movies tell us about, right? Maybe not. I don't know, all that dystopian tropes you can say. And all I could do was just glimpse around and try to think what would the future hold. And for me, the future is the future, like many people, I think it's very dark. It's gonna be an odd ride trying to trying to confront all of the new technology, like the new futuristic things that's gonna happen in about like 10 years or so, 5 years, give or take. That's some good cocaine, Johnny. That's some good cocaine. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, Johnny. I snorted too much cocaine. Anyways, let's hope that the future holds up to be quite like what today is, or it would be tomorrow. Whatever it is, time is a mistress, and I cannot control it. And this is an ASMR now. No, this is ASMR. You gotta like go closer to it. I can't go closer to this. I need to go closer to this so that people can understand. People can understand what I'm doing here. Okay, now I know this is very hard to do, but you know,
People love being sensed out of their mind. They love that sensory overload. They love it when stuff explodes. Like, I love it when you do that, baby. I love it when stuff explodes. Stuff explodes. Okay.
They also love it when you have a clear consciousness or whatnot. And now I'm losing my headset. Great, I'm being shared. I'm being cornered by my computer. I record this in my bed, so you know it's homemade. Amateur homemade pizza, fresh at your door. Just streaming. Anyways, yeah. How are you? I hope you're having a good night. Or not. Because I'm talking to myself, and honestly, I'm having not really much of a week to say, more of like an experience of not a lifetime. To anyone who's thinking that I am like the only person around here, no, I'm not the only person around here. There are billions and billions of people on this earth, and I cannot fathom, I cannot, justify their existences.
That's some cocaine. That's some cocaine. Cocaine, no. Flower.
Anyways, I got it from the cartel, Johnny. I got it from the cartel. That's some good coke. Good coke. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 would smoke again. Snort. Not, you can't smoke, you can't smoke coke. Let's just try to act more natural this time. I should have drank some water. I should have, in that silence, I should have just drank some water. I'm not really a competent guy. I think of myself as competent, but I didn't. For hours, I wasn't, with water, and that kind of stunk. I mean, I've been refilling water bottles, and I didn't get my, and I didn't, eat the fruits of my labor, I guess. If the fruits of my labor were water bottles, I mean, we're trying to sustain cult. We're just trying to like do some sort of like sustaining. That's what people do with water, right? If we do not have any water, we die of thirst, and we become dry like fish. We evolved from fish, right? Because that's what our higher power intended, or evolution, or whatnot. What you believe in is not necessarily a given. It's very much of like, what to choose. Did we do it or he did it? But I digress. I am not really up to the question. Much more of my awkwardness could handle it. So I guess you guys could just leave alone and put yourself together. Yes, think of class. One second. I think it's recording it. I just don't know if it's recording it. Anyways, I mean, we've reached some sort of limit. I don't know if my if my Windows Movie Maker would handle something more about like I don't know, like a lot of minutes. But then again, it handled something along the lines of like a 57 minute something. Like that one, it was like a test, the 59-minute video. It can handle this. It can handle the audio. Could handle anything. You'd realize that Windows Movie Maker, the old version, it's like a really cool kind of version, even if it's like primitive stuff that, I don't know, like 12-year-olds do and make Mario ITPs. You'd be surprised that technology from the past is still going here. Then again, that's for that's like for people who are going down that rabbit hole. You know what that rabbit hole is, eh? Smoke break. It's time to smoke. It's a smoke break. I love smoke breaks. Good old smoke break. Here is a telling of a smoke break. I will leave this to you if you could call it a smoke break. All I have to do is get the right music for the smoke break, but this is a new segment. Smoke break. Not like that, that's a snort cocaine break. uh, just wait for a moment. I'll be back soon enough. I will pause. Where is it? And now we're back. Oh yeah, still a bit, still a bit, still a bit screwed up, but hey, I'm back from the smoke break. I was supposed to say we're back and do a joke about we, as in like I'm back, like being like this egoistic guy, but did I ever said we were back, or is it well I'm back? I forgot, but I mean it's where I'm live recording this. I'm somewhat forgetful of my own speech. Uh, you know, I've been doing this I've been thinking it's bread socks. And when I mean bread socks, I'm like thinking about like talking about breads. I had this image of like plain bread on a plate. I didn't know like a cut you get from like that like round kind of thing, like an oval bread. I wish someone could wish I could like get a picture of that, but I might do it in post as long as that good old Windows Movie Maker 2006, whatever it was called, 6.0, could let me import this sort of audio that is probably going longer than I think. I mean, this is just me rambling on now. Again, I don't have much time, much effort, much anything, but at least I'm being sincere about it. And I don't know how I could like format this into like a more reasonable show. Podcast, not show. If this was a show, I would be giving out prizes. Actually, podcasts do give a prize, but that again, that's a radio show. I don't know if podcasts and radio show go together. I mean, they do go together, but you gotta have some sort of like thought process to just let it be or something. Or am I just talking again about how it is kind of odd that I'm doing this? I'm thinking about the audio log thing again. Again, if you see this, and I'm like, I don't know, 40, 30 years old, telling me that I'm going to like question my old dirty self. So, in the, in, just in case that 30-year-old me or 40-year-old me is going to stumble upon this and wonder, like, how in the hell do you get this? Like, I forget all of this entirely. I'm going to ask 30-year-old me, like, in respect of talking to 30-year-old me, hey, how you doing? I'm you from 17 years old, 2023. We've been living here for quite a while now. Summer. It's been cool. It's July. It's crazy cool out here. Not in terms of like friggin' weather or anything, but hope that the weather in your country, the country that you're staying in is fine. You passed college, good enough for you. I'm starting it, which is a bit saddening. But the future is an unstoppable force, and we do not have time travel yet. Do you have time travel? I hope you do. Hope you do in your future 30-year-old me. When you're 30 years old, you gotta have like a babe. And that's all the time I have for you, old me. Keep it up to you. I'll ask you later, because I hear that door open. And that means someone's gonna be here. I gotta fix the tech. I gotta fix the premise. It's already been like 16 minutes. Anyways, I don't know how to close this. All I could say is that the word of the day is warning. That's a new segment. Closing segment. New word of the day. Word of the day is warning. That's the recap. If you don't like that recap, you could just forget about it. Do people listen to podcasts because they're like cool and stuff? Like they get like their personality and characteristics of a guy who talks about mundane things. I'm starting out here. This is the equivalent of college radio hosts trying to talk about their lives while like some 90s indie thing is happening in the background. And they're like, that's my life. I know that no one understands me, but I'm from the southern. I got a lot in the rock favorites like a pavement and the Rolling Stones. No, I did say that's all the time we have, but no one showed up, or talked, or walked, or given excitement. I don't know why I don't know why I made the premise of all alone, but when you're me and you're like kind of introverted or kind of extroverted, ambiverted is not the word of the day. It's warning, but still, yeah. I mean, that's middle segment. Yeah, you're still wanting some like not attention, but like someone to just like talk to. I can talk to myself a lot. I guess that's the point of podcasts. People are so alone that they just like talk to themselves or you. I want to talk to you. I want to give you some questions. A, what is your sex life? B, how do you eat your pudding? C, how do you respect the law? Or D, make lasagna for me. That's how it goes, right? That's how it goes. And not a single tear was shed in that day. And the military man just he just bombarded that guy with insults. Dressed down that guy, maybe. You don't even know. I knew I should have got some water for the occasion. I've been talking a lot, and that's not a good thing. Dehydration is bad, folks. Remember that in your next essay about hydrology. or something that involves like drinking water as like a logic. It's like some sort of study. The study of drinking water. Hmm. I mean, like you could do that. I just snorted so many cocaine, Johnny. Ew, ew, my god. Oh my god. I should do another smoke break, honestly. It's been like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, some minutes since my last smoke break. I should do it again. I don't know if that can handle. God doesn't want you to do two smoke breaks. Or could he? I mean, it's been quite a while since, quite a while since, anything, honestly. You would think that, like, some sort of guy would just come up to you and say, hey, what you doing? What's this podcast thing all about, eh? Well, what you, saying? What you saying about this podcast thing, eh, boy? And I would respond to that guy, I like to do it, even if I'm very insecure about me. You don't know me, man. You don't know me. And you go to him, and he goes to you, and he's like, he goes to him, and he's just like talking about like, well, but Sonny, you don't want to do this podcast thing anymore. You're the most uninteresting person, and that's my point. That's my point. I'm a very, I'm not really a good kind of person when it comes to talking, nor communication. Though I guess I am communicative in a world of me's. Ugh. In a world of me's. I don't want to imagine a world of me's that is egoistic to a point. To a point. No one wants that. And if one wants that, well, I'm not gonna answer. I mean, does the average podcast have a guy who just sits around in his bed and has a crappy headset? This is unique. This is like an outsider podcast. Can you call yourself outsider, even if? I mean, there's like this paradox thing that I have like in my mind is like outsider music and stuff that's like you know unprofessional, amateur music, like music that's not made by people who aren't trained professionally about music, like Wesley Willis's or Elliot Paul or Arms or any celebrity like William Shatner. Or I guess I have this paradox thing. You know, could you call yourself an outsider? And you are like an outsider. Are you still an outsider? Like you're self-proclaimed outsider, and you're like an amateur on music. I mean, I do call myself an outsider because I don't have much musical training. The only musical training I got was like reading on some like chords or some that. My sister's got more good chords, and that's not a sexual thing. That's like actually like he knows more than chords than I am, and I'm a guy that like uploads stuff on the internet. I'm not really a professional. I'm not really well known, but hey, I'm still living a life. At least I know that I'm a bit sizable. I've been going on about this for like 20 something minutes now. For the average man, for the average guy, you could say that's a bit too much. But honestly, I could say at least that there is such a thing as too much, you could still put yourself in a position where your eggs are in a basket and you're still counting on them because, like, you think to yourself, but I really love eggs. I really love putting in the basket. I kind of forgot my analogy. I kind of forget my ASOS, my morals, my phrases. I'm a forgetful person. I'm kind of sad about that. It brings a tear to my eye, and it brings a tear to others. I'm kind of getting mindless over here, just talking to this headset now. This is a podcast now. It's like it's a certificate of authenticity. Like barbecue shops and, I don't know, firearms. Arm shops? I forgot what they're called. Armories? I don't know. I'm going like, gee, I wonder how this will come up in my career sooner and later. I wonder. And then I come back to like the future me, and I'm saying to him, who are you? Do you have a beard? Do you have a t-shirt? How did you gain that weight? How did you lose that weight? Do you do drugs? If not, that's good. If so, that's bad. And, have you hooked up with anybody? It's a sad fate that you never hooked up with anyone, not even that person you met in high school, the 10th grade. I'm speaking to 30-year-old me, not me specifically, 17-year-old me, 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 me. Okay. I don't know if I could wrap it up at this point. I mean, I want to reach 30 minutes, baby. So let's do one more topic. I can't do one more topic. It's meta right now. You wish to do one more topic, but you can't. Can't think of anything that's like more interesting than like comic books, video games, films, movies. That's the same thing. Music, and that's all the time we have for today. If you hate it, that's good. Someone's at the door now, at the room, hallway, whatever, and I'll be signing off whenever they make their way. Again, the word of the day is warning. Keep warning of any signs of aliens, because they might catch you by, and salute. Good night, goodbye, or whatever, yada yada yada. Goodbye. I know I didn't pass 30 minutes. That is a fact. But hey, I could do it sometime when I feel like it, doing this series podcast. Keep referring to this as something else rather than what it is, objectively. Anyways, again, think of it as an audio log for future me to pick up and realize that he made a mistake 17 years ago. Smell you later, and see you whenever I feel like it. Good night. The following program you've just watched before, or afterward, or beforehand again, is rated O for okay.